Okay, so we should be live. Options are working. There's Elite. Audio seems to be good. And all of the channels seem to be catching up. We're streaming on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube and Facebook. Okay, cool. They're all catching up. Right, so we are back in Elite Dangerous as it is a Thursday. And we'll be carrying on looking at some of the money making research we were doing last time. Last time we primarily did a bit of trading. So we found that military grade fabrics were selling for about 13,000 credits a ton, which in my Honda, which has reasonable cargo capacity, 372 tons cargo, 13,000 credits a ton was working out at just over 5 million credits a run, and the run was only 2 jumps fully loaded, so that was working very well. Estimated that you'd probably make about 30 to 35 million over the course of an hour. If you were a bit quicker, or of course you had a ship with more cargo capacity, obviously those numbers could go up quite a bit. So it wasn't void opal mining territory by any means, which I tend to average about 80 million an hour, but it was still reasonable, and particularly if you didn't want to do mining, it was worth looking at. We came out to Fayou to see if they still did the same sort of long distance trade missions that they once did. That was a good couple of years ago, and unfortunately they don't. Problem here is these two factions are fighting each other. That's 2 of the 5 available factions that basically just want to shoot each other. This one just wants you to mine. Now, admittedly, these aren't bad in terms of stuff mining in an icy ring. And this one just wants a load of donations, but as they're not Empire, it's not going to help my Empire rank. So not quite so keen on that. So what we're doing this time to begin with is basic medicines. Military grade fabrics is definitely one to keep an eye on, but so is basic medicines. And the reason for that is when certain systems end up in an outbreak state, the cost that they will buy basic medicines at will jump from a few hundred credits to around 5,000 credits a ton. But also those stations will offer missions with some potentially very high payouts if you bring them medicines and other sorts of medical equipment. So finding the systems where there is a station that has a very high price of basic medicine is a good way to also find a station that is in an outbreak state and which might well pay you very well in terms of missions. So I've gone on to EDDB, and let me just see if I can identify. Right, so let's just try and capture this. Unfortunately, that window capture is not seeing the appropriate Chrome session, so let's just try and set that up again. Just bear with me a moment, because it would be good if you can see what I'm seeing in EDDB is all. So we have a window capture, and no, it's refusing to see it, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to kill that. Right, apologies for that. Basically, I've gone into EDDB. I have searched, gone into the commodities screens. I have pulled up basic medicines. I've looked at the prices or the profit margins on those, and I have selected the system that is apparently selling it at potentially the highest of any, which turns out to be a system called Osane, O-S-A-N-E. I have plotted a course to Osane. It is 12 jumps away, and I'm now going to fly there. So, let's be on our way. Oh, actually, let me just, while we're doing this, let me just double check. Is it saying where I'm going to buy? Yeah, sorry. A sane is where I am going to buy. HIP 1937 is where I'm going to sell.
For the benefit of all guests to this facility, please refrain from obstructing access to docking pads.
Okay, so what we're going to do first, just to make sure that these figures are accurate, let's just do this again. So I'm in EDDB, I look at basic medicines, I check the commodities. I asked to see the price for sales. We sort by that. Maximum selling station. So yeah, Whelan Station, HIP 1937. Okay, so actually, but Whelan Station is only a medium port and I need high. So my best bet is actually here. Made a mistake there. I was only going to be going to a medium pad. So, checking EDDB. Apparently I want to go to this place. You had a ship with me that could land on medium pads. You would probably get better. But the problem with that is you'll carry less cargo. So let me just, before I set off on this journey, confirm it's Roggeveen Point we're going to be going to. They have large pads, but they are 8491 light seconds out. It's not ideal. That is not ideal. We would ideally want somewhere a little bit closer to the jumping point. It's not too bad. It's not a long trip, but it will add a minute or two to our round trip. So let's see if there's anything else. Ooh, okay. Interesting. As an example, LHS 1387. So Roggeveen is selling basic medicine, or buying, sorry, basic medicines at 5139. In LHS 1387, Angel Sunshine, which is only 397 light seconds from the jump-in point, is selling basic medicines at 498, buying basic medicines at 4986. I like that more. So there's only a difference of about 100 credits a ton. But yeah, the the round trip will be quicker. Okay. Make sure all of those are still happy. Oh, right. We know where we're going. Let's go.
Landing restraints released. Please observe speed restrictions upon exiting.
Gear retracted.
So, in terms of profit, these basic medicines will not make the same as we saw from military grade fabrics last week, because they're less than half the price to sell. But if the missions are there, which allow us to actually get big mission payouts,
Drive charging.
the overall turnover might be higher. Okay. So all we're going to do here is, on our way, we will scan.
Fuel scooping.
See if there's anything interesting. Not quite road to riches, but that's a G-type star. 1500 light seconds. That's well beyond the HAB zone. So those are not going to be terraformable worlds. This unfortunately is a ways out, and that's really annoying because those
Fuel
worlds
scooping complete.
are probably a couple of water worlds. But we are not doing the road to riches this time. So we'll be bypassing those two. Bit of a pity. But okay,
Frameshift drive
drop.
charging.
Yeah, a bit of a pity to skip them, but they are 50-odd thousand light seconds out, and I need to do other things this evening.
4, 3, 2,
Okay, so the chances are very good that all of these worlds will be unknown to us,
fuel
so we get
scooping.
a lot closer to the bubble. And that's all unremarkable. They've all got blue arcs. That means they have no atmosphere but are landable planets, and that means they cannot be habitable. They are not habitable. They are not worth that much. I'm just going to move the restream game chat up a bit. We had it down here yesterday because I was playing Elder Scrolls Online. But down there it's a bit harder to see when we're playing elite. So we will put that further up. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a bit easier to watch.
Frameshift drive charging.
Because we're on multiple platforms, it'd be useful to be able to see that. so that you can see what people on other platforms are saying if the relay chatbot isn't, for whatever reason, relaying stuff across. Right.
Fuel scooping.
24 bodies. Taking on fuel quite nicely. Again, these oh! Now that could be something a little more interesting. That won't be. These won't be. That's too far out, so that won't be. But that. Okay, we were close enough to automatically scan it, and it's not terraformable, so there's no point us taking that one any further. Obviously a fair few asteroids around here as well.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, things we're going to do tonight, I think. Basic medicines trading. Perhaps head out to Sophosias and see what the passenger missions, see if those passenger missions are still there. If they are, they would be potentially good money earner. And then look at some of the combat options. So we'll probably switch to the Crate Mark II for that. Oh, we've been here before.
Fuel scooping.
Okay, so that is a K-Car star. So either of these worlds could be interesting. They have the potential to be either ammonia worlds or high metal content. And if they're high metal content and they're terraformable, they're worth the effort. None of that looks particularly great. None of that looks particularly great. But actually, we want to pay attention to those. So, come out the system map after having selected one of the worlds we're interested in. We orientate our ship on it. And because we are actually slowly gaining heat, we're going to head away from the star a bit until the heat starts to drop. Just to make sure we don't cook ourselves when we're in the FSS. We're going to fire up our FSS. Right, sorry. I still have, even though I have previously pulsed this system, I still have to do it each time to calibrate. Just looking at a position on... Doesn't look like... That's a high metal content world. Right. Yeah, those are those gas giants. So let's come out. So there we go, we've scanned that. It's a high metal content, not a candidate for terraforming. This is probably going to be similar, but let's check. Let's not assume. So we select it in the system map. We point our ship at it. That means that when we jump into here, it's right in front of us, and there we go. Saves me a lot of time messing around trying to map everything. which if they're not particularly high value is a bit of a waste of time. There we go, and again it's not terraformable. So next system en route.
Frameshift drive charging.
That worked well. Problem with the relay chatbot, unfortunately, is it won't send that message to Facebook's chat, which is why we partly have the restream up. Ooh.
Fuel scooping.
Clicked away. I had clicked away, and yeah, it doesn't like it when you do that. So heat looks stable-ish, but it is going up. Let me just start heading away. Then we can call in. So high metal content and an unknown that's looking awfully like an earthlight. Now this is Class M Red Dwarf, so either of these could potentially be terraformable. Actually, if we've got that information, okay, yeah, that's already been checked and it's not. This one though, I've not looked at. Okay, so the hologram there is looking a lot like a water world. All the old tricks we used to use. Still useful, and we're close enough to actually scan, so we may as well just let the scan complete. We don't actually have to go into the FSS. So let's start heading towards it, because if this is a water world, we are going to map it. Never turn down credits. Yeah, it is a water world. Not only is it a water world, it's just a water world. It's not terraformable. Right. Let's get closer. Let's get this one quickly mapped, and then we'll be on our way. And see if we can sell lots of basic medicines for lots of money. Okay. Hey Subsonic, welcome back to the stream. As you can see, we're doing some elite and we're playing around with ways of making money again. Although this time we're starting off with trading again. Well, I've got about another 9 jumps to get to where I'm going, but we're looking at basic medicines rather than military grade fabrics. Military grade fabrics, by the way, are still selling for ridiculous amounts. Making money, silly idea. Well, I'm going to want a personal carrier when they come out, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have the money at the beginning to do it, and not everyone is going to want to go and do double pay night mining, so let's find out what their other options are. Oh god, yeah, I think we all want personal carriers. Quite right. 7 probe efficiency target, so standard pattern, one there, one there, one there slightly above the line, one there slightly below the line, and one straight ahead. Should give us our 90%.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface
There we go.
scan complete.
So, That's probably the only potentially high value world in the system. There's no need to hang around. We can do our next jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
Speaking of which, we have 8 more to do, including this one. Yeah, so EDDB tells me that basic medicines are selling for 5,000 credits a ton. Now, basic medicines only do that in systems in outbreaks. And systems in outbreak will also offer a load of missions that can bring a lot of money and a lot of good reputation, maybe even superpower rep, if you bring them various types of medical supply. So we've identified a potentially profitable outbreak system, and we're now going to go and take a look at it. And it will be interesting to see, with the added bonus of missions, how that compares. There's no other bodies here. How it compares to military grade fabrics last week. Because that was clocking in, we estimated, at about 30 million an hour. In my ship. With 372 tons of cargo.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Unfortunately, this time round, actually, I might just try firing up EDDB again. Right. Give me another Google Chrome. Thank you. It would be good if I could show you, like I was last week, what I'm actually searching on. And unfortunately, at the moment, the window capture wasn't finding the instance of Chrome. There we go. Oh. Right, so we're just going to hide this. Right.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'll be able to show you what I'm looking at. Let's get our next jump in, and while we're refueling, if it's a boring system, I'll show you the search I did.
4, 3, 2,
Previously unknown system
System
for me.
scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Right, only 3 bodies, just stars. Okay, cool. So while that's doing that, all I did, so if you remember from last time, I did a search on commodities, I sorted by
Fuel
profits,
scooping complete.
and I saw that military grade fabrics was worth silly money, 13,000 profit per ton. And we played around with that. And there's other things that are worth a lot of money. There's survival equipment, there's polymers. Now, if you were just looking at trading individual items like we were doing last week, you would go for military grade fabrics, or if you could find a route for it, maybe meta alloys, but that would be harder. However, basic medicines at 5,113 credits a ton potential profit are actually very attractive because of all the additional missions that will hopefully be being offered. So we have basically identified one of the systems that's buying basic medicines at very high amounts, that has large packs, and we're on our way there now. As you can see, we are re-entering the bubble.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Right. So we want to go to the system, not only to confirm the price that's actually being offered now, but also to see what kind of missions they want, because we should or could potentially make more from the missions than we would just bringing them basic medicines.
Fuel scooping.
Interesting. Okay, we're going to be here for a moment. That might be close enough to actually scan, given that it's a rather large gas giant.
Fuel scooping complete.
Let's get away. Yeah, it is. We may as well scan it. Get the data. It's not going to be worth it on my while actually going there to do probes. Gas giant with water-based life. Nice. Not sure what that's worth these days.
Frameshift drive
When
charging.
we hand in our exploration data, I might have to look out for that one. We're just doing some light combat in the Cobra. Excellent stuff. I'm planning on jumping into my Crate Mark II later on and making some money bounty hunting. For comparison purposes. I want to see if I can find a system that might be offering pirate massacre missions. If I can, it would be nice to compare that to trading and exploration.
System scan complete.
Well, that's a T-Tory, because we're at 63% heat. I do like those missions, yes. I do like my pirate massacre missions. Stack them across multiple systems, they can be quite profitable, but unfortunately the setup time on that, and the time taken to hand them in at the end, across multiple systems, is quite a bit of time. So we're going to play around with my usual formula and see if there's anything actually better. Yes, I always quite amused by shooting pirates. Maybe this week, when we're doing our trading, we'll actually get some pirates trying to stop me as well. Then I can shoot some pirates doing them better. Okay, we're going over previous territory now, as you can see. We already knew about this one. Okay, so all of those, they don't look worth the effort to scan. Rocky, icy worlds, not going to be worth much. Probably means something like Raxela's on one of them, but there we go. Right. We are now 3 jumps away. 4. You can't fly through a star, we'll go round it.
Fuel scooping complete.
And I need to drop in, so you can jump. Cool.
4, 3,
We're almost there. Right, what we got here then? Another knowing system. We're in the bubble again. Or we're close to it. Yeah, all of those have got the arc around them, which means none of them can be habitable.
Fuel scooping complete.
Right.
Frameshift drive charging.
Optimus. Okay.
Four, three, two,
So last system we jump in before our destination. And we are now definitely back in the bubble.
fuel scooping.
Zenko scored. Hi, may I have a little background on what you're doing at the moment? Of course, Zenko, and apologies if I pronounce your name wrong. Yes, of course. I'm looking at different ways of making money in Elite Dangerous. Probably the best way at the moment, hands down, is going to be certain types of mining, but not everyone enjoys mining. I happen to, but you know, it's not the thing for everyone. So what I am doing is looking for commodities which can be traded. Not yet mapped that planet. Right, okay. We're going to go map these planets and get the exploration monies for them. So what I've done is I've used one of the out-of-game tools, EDDB, to identify that there is a certain system where basic medicines are selling for 5,000 credits a ton profit, which means they're in Outbreak, which means they're also offering medical supply missions. I'm now heading to that system to just see how profitable it might be. Either selling basic medicine to them at 5,000 credits a ton, and I have 372 tons available in my hold, or doing missions for them. So to give you an idea, most profitable thing we found last week was trading military grade fabrics, which would have worked out at about 30 million credits an hour. But if you were to mine void opals, you would get 80 million credits an hour, and if you were to do, say, a double Painite hotspot, you'd probably get 140 million credits an hour. So there's a bit of a difference, but as I said before, not everyone enjoys mining, so people's mileage varies on different aspects of the game. So if you have any other questions on what we're doing or any aspect of it, please just ask. Basically, we are looking at ways of making the monies. And we're going to map this because it's an Earthlight world. Have I had any experience when someone was trying to pirate my cargo? I have. Both players and, more commonly for me, NPCs. But yes, I have had experience of pirates. Fun times. Can be frustrating, but fun times overall. So it does depend how good your ship is. Alright, that should get us that fully mapped.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface
There we
scan
go.
complete. System scan complete.
How would I explain my interactions with players versus NPCs? I'm a PvE player basically, so the vast majority of my interactions with players have been friendly. NPCs, it varies. I do enjoy a bit of pirate hunting. But yeah, that would be my experience. If I'm in a private group at the moment because I'm streaming and stream sniping is a thing, but I have played plenty of times in open. I have run across player pirates, and for the most part the ones that actually try to pirate you rather than just shoot you are actually there for the pirating, and it can be quite fun. There are some people that just want to blow you up, and in those cases it's just a part of the game, but I wouldn't necessarily stick around. I would try to escape, mainly because they're probably more prepared for PvP combat better than I am. Out of interest, Zanko, do you actually play Elite? If that's okay. Let's get this water world. Don't think it's a terraformable one from what the system said. No, it's not. Very exhilarating to be attacked. For me, with NPCs, yes. No, you don't play Elite. Okay, for me with NPCs, yes, because I've got the ships that can handle them, and because it's usually I find myself being attacked in situations where I was expecting to be, so it's not a surprise. And even if I'm in one of my not so capable ships, I know how to get away from NPCs. As long as you don't panic, you would be unlucky to be blown up. Although, having said that, even with NPCs, it can be very easy to panic, particularly if you haven't had much experience of being interdicted by them. With players, yeah, if once you manage to get away from them, it is quite exhilarating. Particularly if it's one of the PvP players' names who you recognise. At which point you know you're outclassed and running for it is the only thing you can do. Right, let's drop some probes here.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Right, we scan those two,
System scan complete.
so let's get to where we're going.
Frameshift drive charging.
It is loads of fun. It really is. I love the game. I have got... Let's see, shall we? Oh, that's my ship stats. Session log. I'm not sure where it shows it. The hours played. Okay, I won't. I've got over 1,700 hours played in the game. Yeah, it's definitely 1,000+ hours. It's close. It's probably closer to 1,800 now. I'm just not sure with all the new menus where it is because I haven't looked at it in ages. Right. Ah, codex you say? Okay.
Fuels looping complete.
Codex. Ah, there we are. That's me. I have been playing the game for 15 weeks, 6 days, 7 hours and 24 minutes. So that's well over 1,000. Zenko scored. Thank you for the sparks. That's always appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, highest trading profit, 2 billion in trading. Highest bounty ever issued on me was 12,000 credits. I've spent 8 million on munitions. I've had to spend 114 million on rebuying ships. 16 million on repairs, 1.8 billion on ships. I've spent over 4 billion on outfitting. Yikes. I've claimed over 15,000 bounties. 9 weeks, that's substantial. 61 million in profit from combat bonds in conflict zones. 783 million credits in profit from bounties. A little bit of crime and smuggling. Mining. 1.8 billion in profits from mining. 481 million in profits from exploration. Oh. We won't go through everything there. There's a lot of information in the codex by the looks of it. Right. But yes, I've basically shot a lot of pirates. I have mapped that planet. Cool. Okay, we don't need to worry about it then. So let's just go to there. I'm a veteran PvE pilot. Absolutely. PvP, I'm a newbie. And there is a big difference in the game between combat in PvE and combat in PvP, which does help to keep things very interesting. Wow, okay Subsonic. Well, I'm sure by the time you get to 15 weeks played you'll be beating some of my numbers. But I do like my mining, so the trade profit's not a surprise. Because I think mining will count against your trade profits. And core mining has paid me probably over 1 billion credits. And I think just check in. My liquid cash reserves at the moment are 3.2 billion. Add my ships in and I think it said my assets were 4.9 billion. Bear in mind, Zanko, as well, I've been playing since the game came out, so I've been playing the game for over 4 years. Well, I have had stints away from the game. You'll be around 20 weeks played. Yeah, okay. Well, whatever they charge us for fleet carriers, yeah, that's probably true. And it's probably going to be the same for me. This game is absolutely beautiful. This game is also ridiculously big. just as we're coming round, we'll just do a little free look. Yay! Okay. Concentrate on what we're doing. By the way, yeah, Subsonic is very right there, Zanko. This is a sandbox game. There are goals and stories in the game, but it really is something where you want to set your own goals, and there's a lot to do. It really is. Oh, screen. Request docking.
Request approved. Proceed to landing pad 02.
So have you actually seen this game on streams before, Zanko? Because if you've not seen this game before, you probably haven't seen the map. Which is always a fun thing to show someone who's not seen it before.
Landing gear deployed.
What ship am I in, Hijix? I'm in an Anaconda, or usually shortened to Aconda. So it's one of what's thought of as the, well, people normally say the big three, but it's actually more than 3 big ships. But yeah, this was, when the game first came out, this was the biggest of the ships, but the Corvette and Cutter do surpass it. Right. So, let us... I have spent several years playing the game, and yeah, I can dock, particularly in a station like this, reasonably well. My first attempts at docking were miserable. You just stepped out of your Sidewinder into a hauler, Hijix. Excellent stuff. Enjoy the game, and I wish you luck. That's really cool. If you've got any question, by the way, Hijix or Zanko, then please feel free to ask. Always happy to help people enjoy the game. So, yeah, Zanko, the game is big. Thanks, because I wanted to ask, but I was scared to. Ask away, Hijix. And by the way, as a general rule of thumb, on streams that I have watched on Twitch or Mixer, but particularly on Twitch, I've not really seen this stream so much on Facebook or watched it on YouTube. Most of the time the communities are very friendly, and both the other viewers and the streamers don't mind new players coming in to Elite streams and asking questions. We all remember what it was like when we started the game, and there is a lot to learn. So yeah, feel free, ask questions. So yeah, this is where I am, and you know, all of these are stars in the bubble, and the trip I just made you can see by following that dotted line. But the thing is, the galaxy is a very big base, Zanko, as you can see. There's the centre of the galaxy, there's the far side of the galaxy. There's 400 billion stars in Elite. Many of them have planets, and it's possible to visit most of them. And we've actually worked it out that if you were to try and jump to every single star system in the game, and you spent just 1 minute there, it would take you over 170,000 years in real time to do. So it's a very, very big game. Right, nice. 3 million credits. Which ones were worth a bit? Not all of the lines. I've been to quite a few places, but that's actually lines of potential travel. So no, not all of those lines were where I've been. The dotted line was. Hi Jix, thank you. I'm currently in the starting area, Matat. I would like to jump my hauler from that star system over to LHS 3447, but I'm not sure if I have enough fuel to make the jump, so I'm huddling in the station waiting for my buddy to come on so I can ask him. Right. What you want to do, if you go into the map and I type in where I am, which is obviously not where you are, LHS 3447, it will find the system for me. I can then select it and I select plot route and I get a line, and for me that line is solid. So 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Just check. Okay, cool. Showing everything. The fact the line is solid means I have fuel to make all of those jumps. So I know I wouldn't have to refuel on the way. Now, let's select somewhere else. So somewhere we might pop to later on. Sothis, which is a lot further away. If I select this, you can see that the line here is dotted. That means I don't have fuel to get this far. And if I follow the line back, and I'm going to have to follow it back away. Oh, the details are brilliant, Zenko. There's a reason why I have 15 weeks of playtime in the game. So if we just zoom out a bit, here we go. So this is the point where I would run out of fuel. Up to here the line is solid, so I have enough fuel in my tank right now to get there. Beyond this point I don't, so I have to get fuel. And what that is telling me as well, by the way, is you notice it says, when I move this away, apologies. It says fuel star. That's the last star that I can refuel from if I've got a fuel scope on my route. If that happened to be a star which I couldn't use a fuel scoop on, it might be that this star here said fuel star. And that would tell me that actually, although I could get that far, I couldn't refuel using a fuel scoop there. So basically plot your route and see, is the line solid up to where you want to go, in which case you have enough fuel, or does it turn dotted at some point, in which case you're going to run out of fuel. And that's how I would start looking at that, Hijix. Right. Commodities market. Prices for sales. Okay. EDDB has not lied. 4,986 credits. The galactic average price for basic medicines is a mere 436 credits a ton. 4986 is well above the average. And the reason for that is that this system is suffering from an outbreak. Now, I could just go and fill my hold with basic medicines and I would make maybe 2 million credits a run. Hijix, not dotted, but some of them look fuzzy. It's as if 14 jump trip, but the line does look solid except in certain places and it looks fuzzy. Fuzzy is not a problem. However, 14 jumps is a lot. Now I know that you're in a relatively new ship, but there might be something that is set. So this route, if I come in here, there are actually a few ways to plot routes. Zanko, thank you very much. You can have routes set to economical, or you can have routes set to fastest. There are a few other options around jet cones and FSD boosts. Don't worry about them right now. You want to make sure when you're plotting a route hijinks that you've got it set to fastest. Because, simple example, that's my route to Sophus. It would take me 15 jumps to get there, set to fastest. If I set it to economical, which is the most fuel efficient route, then there's going to be a lot more jumps. In fact, it's going to take me 112 jumps. So you want to check that, hijinks. Apologies if you already knew about that. Dropped it to 9. Excellent. Yeah, so that will save you a bit of effort. But also, when you do that, do be aware that if you were on economical, it's the most fuel efficient route. So you might actually be able to make it without refueling. Switch it to fastest, and if you don't recheck the line and make sure it stayed solid and hasn't turned dotted at the end, because you'll be burning more fuel, you will run out of fuel quicker. But as long as you're on fastest and you've got a solid line, whether or not it looks fuzzy, you're good. Right then. So now 4,986 credits a ton for the basic medicines is an excellent price, but where we're going to make the money on this is on helping with missions. Hello. What's this? 17 infected vessels. I've not seen infected vessels before. LFT 174. I'm inclined to take that one just to find out how they're doing infected vessels. Biohazard targets. Hi Jigs, thank you for the follow on Twitch, it's appreciated. What I've noticed, and maybe I'm very wrong, is the fuel bar turns grey for what will be used on the trip, and it's like maybe 15% of my fuel gauge turned grey. I can only believe that there's a difference between the jump capabilities of the Sidewinder versus the hauler. Yes, basically, part of your fuel bar at each jump will be blocked out, turn grey, and that is what you're going to use for your next jump, basically. Nitko, again, apologies if I get your name wrong there. OBAFK, yeah, indeed. Oh, be a fine girl, kiss me, or oh, be a fine guy, kiss me, depending on your preference. Scoopable stars, indeed they are. Not all stars can be fuel scooped, but those are the spectral classes that can be. Right, let's see if we can get any missions for medicines. It's not looking like it. It's a bit disappointing. So, yeah, biohazard targets. Collect your reward. These actions are considered illegal in most systems, so that's going to get me into trouble. That's an assassination of a civilian. When you map this in your Sidewinder, it was mostly a dotted line. Yeah, it would be. It would be. From the start in Sidewinder. Affected vessels. Interesting. Right. So. We're not really getting much in the way of additional missions to go and bring in medicines here. So we're going to go to the other station. See if maybe there are missions there. Because hauling basic medicines at this profit margin would make me some money. But if I was just going to haul a commodity, I'd go for military grade fabrics. Yeah.
Free Frameshift charge detected.
There's the next one. Angel Sunshine. Let's see if they want me to bring in medicines for large amounts of money.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Nope, I'm not paying attention. And we have a loop of correction. We'll call it a loop of correction, right? Okay, it's a loop of shame. There we go. I need to get one of those bells sorted out like Colo has. I think they might need to be compulsory for all the lead streamers. Nitko, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch, and again, apologies if I'm mangling your name. It's appreciated. Right, let us see if the people at this station might be more profitable to do some work with.
Echo, you're clear for approach, Commander. Submit a request and enjoy your stay. Authorization clear. Please land on pad 17.
Okay. There's not too many other ships around, so I can speed a bit.
You're on course for landing, Commander. Take her in gently.
Technically, anything over 100 meters a second at this point is speeding. And if I bang into another ship, I can be fined.
Landing gear deployed.
If I bang into a Sidewinder and blow it up, the station will obliterate me. Right. Mission board.
Docking confirmed. You may disembark when ready. Station
I'm
facility
playing around
directions
with different
for
ways
Commander.
of making some money, other than going mining, basically, because I do enjoy mining, but not everyone does. So I'm basically, last week I was looking at the Road to Riches by exploration money, and we also spotted that military grade fabrics are selling, if you get the right route, for 13,000 credits a ton, which was quite fun. This week I wanted to look at outbreak systems and maybe look at Sophocleus passenger runs, see how well they're doing, and maybe some bit of bounty hunting as well. So yeah, basically looking at different ways of making money in the game. Nothing so far really compares to the proper core mining. That's making at least double what anything else I've tried is doing. But, you know, not everyone enjoys the mining. Let's have a look then. Oh, this is going to get tasty. So Outbreak Aid. Okay, so they do actually want me to bring some medicines in. You're following a video hijinks made by another person and ultimately get me into a mining ship to make money. Do it. It's a good way. Enjoy the game along the way. Don't focus too much on getting bigger and better ships, but when you start, absolutely, you know, you want a few nice ships. Certainly a Cobra Mark III. So yeah, follow that if it's working for you, if you're enjoying it. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so what we're not seeing here is lots of missions to bring in medicines, which is a pity. So, why a Cobra? A Cobra Mark III is pretty much an iconic ship in Elite, and of the starting ships, it's probably the first one you get, which is a decent multi-role ship that most people fall in love with. Oh yeah, yeah, indeed. Tagging along with the police and blowing up criminals is pretty decent way of making some money. I'm a little bit disappointed in the lack of those missions though. So I'm just thinking. Let's just see if there's anywhere else around here that's got a high. I'm starting to get, feel that I want to go blow some pirates up. But let's just see if there's anywhere else here close that might be doing the medicine missions. It's not offered for sale in your newbie station. Hi, Jigs. No, that doesn't surprise me. You're in the starter area, so I think you'll end up having to leave that at some point, and you will start seeing the Cobra Mark III. There's nowhere close that's selling high. Okay. Made almost 100k in like 3 minutes before I shot at a pirate. I guess the police stopped shooting because his shield stayed up. Oh no! But that's a good way to try combat to begin with. Go into a res zone and wait for the cops to start shooting people and then join in. Because if you can take them down, you will get the benefit. Right. One of the things we were going to look at tonight is making money through taking some pirate massacre and assassination missions. And that is one of those. Problem is... Right, that's how you got the 100k. You shot 2 ships the police were about to just bring down, but on the third I lost my nerve. Yeah. Don't worry about it, Hijix. Just, play the game your way. You'll get there. Believe me. And, the Cobra is a fantastic ship, beginner or veteran. Quite right. It really is. Right. Is anyone else wanting me to massacre those guys? They want those pirates. Because killing 81 would potentially take me hour and a half, 2 hours. Let me just check. So systems, LFT 174. It will take me an hour and a half, 2 hours if there are res zones in the system. Unfortunately, if there are not res zones in the system, it would be a nightmare killing that many pirates. So, if you'll just bear with me a second, I'm just going to go look up a tool which can tell me if that system has res zones, and if so, what types of res zones they have. And the answer is... oh. The answer is that didn't work. No red zones in that system. That would not be a good mission to take. You would spend ages interdicting pirates. Okay, let's try one more outbreak system. Let's see if perhaps we can find somewhere that is going to give me medicine missions. We'll just try one more, and if that doesn't work, we will move on to something else. So I want to look for states, and I want to look for outbreaks. There's one. 2.5 million people in that system, and it's in a state of outbreak. Okay. Not been there though, so there's another one. 4.8 billion people in that system. 2 jumps. And I've been here, so I know what it's mapping like. Don't fancy any of them, they're 400,000 light seconds away. Yeah, don't fancy that one. We will try the one I already have. If I can just find a system that's offering medicine hauling missions, I'll time myself for a bit and we'll try and work out what the hourly rate would be and see if it can beat the 30 million that we would have got from military grade fabrics last week.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, if this fails we will either jump into the crate and go and shoot some pirates, which I'm kind of minded to do, or we could go look at Sophoceus and see if they're still doing passenger missions. I'm kind of minded to go shoot some pirates if this doesn't pan out. I love the Conda. I really do. And I know it's not for everybody by any means. It does have its faults. Water wells. Well now. Two water wells. And an earth-like. Well, we've been playing around with things enough. Oh, this is the outbreak system. Cool. Right then. We have 2 stations there. So we'll go and map that first. Let's just make sure none of these are terraformable. Nope, they're not. We'll map that. Easy several 100,000 credits. So that's something else you might want to consider, hijinks. Mapping terraformable planets. Because you could get several 100,000 credits a time for them.
Fuel scooping complete.
Alright. Let's just make sure that we... There we go. Glare from the stars stopping me seeing which way to orientate on it. let's get in analysis mode. See who's flying with us. And while we travel, we may as well scan ships for data. Ooh, there are problems in the system. Okay, the video guide you're using, Hijix, has all outfits for exploration to make money for the next ship. Excellent. The Hauler's actually the first ship that people do serious exploration in if they fancy it. It's very fuel efficient. Yeah, it's a good way. So what you want to do is, there are certain types of planets that are worth more than others. Hopefully that video will tell you what to aim for. But if you have any questions, again, just come in and ask, or as I said before, I mean, drop into any Elite Dangerous stream, particularly on Twitch, and you will find that the vast majority of the times the community there will be more than happy to help you out with questions. Road to Riches is a very good choice. It will guide you, and I mean, I was doing, to compare it to other money making methods, I was doing Road to Riches last week, and we estimated about 12 to 15 million an hour. So that would be a substantial amount of money for you, Hijix. That will get you into an Asp Explorer, a Cobra Mark III, anything like that. You might be a bit slower than I was, but I wouldn't worry about it. The Road to Riches will give you the information you need to make a lot of money. Plus you get exploration rank. Right. Do you know what the next ship is suggested on the video is? That sounds like Asp Explorer territory, which is a good choice. Zanko, thank you very much for the follow on Mixer. That is appreciated. Let me just check on Mixer. Oh, I like it. Cool Corgi, thank you for the sparks. Next ship's a mining ship. Okay, cool. It sounds like you're following a really good guide there, actually, Hijix. Because it's got you doing a variety of different things. Seems to be a pretty good mix.
Surface scan complete.
So a good way to make some money and also to learn aspects of the game. Right. Come on then, folks. Let's see if you want me to ship you medicines. Rather than that last lot who apparently didn't care. Ooh, debris field. Okay. The thing about Elite is there's always potentially a lot going on. I'm not entirely sure what's going to be in this debris field. Well, I don't actually recall going into one before. So let's find out. Might be something that will make me some money. Might be a bunch of pirates. Who knows? Okay, and we're ready to drop. Come to a stop. There's a ship. What's the ship? Not an awful lot going on. looks like
Scan detected.
we could do with those, we could do with those, we could do with those. So those are just materials, they're not illegal.
Deployed.
Oh! Excuse me, Fudge, I'm so sorry.
Cargo scoop
You're a pirate from
retracted.
that message. Excuse me a moment, Fudge. Yeah, you are wanted. Target your power plant. Goodbye. Is Chas managing to dodge some of it? Pirate, all you see is space dust. Yes, it didn't last long. Fudge was not good sport, but that's hardly a surprise. Poor Fudge.
Cargo scoop deployed.
However, Fudge did drop some materials that we can use, so we thank Fudge for the materials and wish him well in the afterlife. Or her. It was, however, a bit unfair, given that Fudge was expert-rated combat and I'm elite. And I'm in a ship that's worthy of that rank. Full on those, we're not full on those. We are full on those. We are not full on those. Okay, that's 62 meters away. I know my nose is about 90 meters. But he said Ishi's last word was fudge. It would be appropriate, wouldn't it? I find that quite amusing, Subsonic. Thank you. Okay, bit of glare there from the star. I can just make out that I'm lined up. Hi Jigs, it's the Asp Explorer and he seems to be setting it up for deep core mining. Yeah, good choice. That's good. That is a good choice. Deep core mining in an Asp Explorer will make you a vast amount of money. By which I mean hundreds of millions. Cygnus Rogue, thank you for the follow on Twitch. It's appreciated.
Scan detected.
Welcome on in. Oh, we have another pirate. Hello, pirate. A Cobra Mark III. So what's happening
Cargo scoop retracted.
is in this debris field, pirates are popping in. They scam me for cargo and they get very annoyed at me and a bit rude when they realise I have none. And then I burn them up. So, very simple combat build on this ship, heavy duty shields and lots of multi-cannons.
Under attack.
There we go. Bye-bye. What did you drop? Chemical processes. Right.
Cargo scoop deployed.
All these lovely, lovely engineering materials. We won't spend too long doing this because I suspect that one pirate after another will just keep dropping in. And they're not going to... If these two haven't been that much of a threat, I don't think the others will be. So that will get a bit boring after a while. Oh, more basic conductors? Yes, please. Actually, let's
Cargo
Let's
scoop
call this there, get to the station. See if they've got my medical hauling missions, and if not, we'll go do some proper bounty hunting. Because it will be about time.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
If they offer some pirate massacre missions, we may just switch to the bounty hunting straight away. Yeah, I was hoping to get medicine hauling missions, which could be quite profitable. It's not happening.
Delacey, Tango, Hotel, Echo. Submit a docking request and a landing pad will be reserved for you, Commander. Access approved. You are go to approach pad 40.
Okay, we got other ships coming in, so just want to be mindful of the speed limit. Seems to be clear right now, so... Oh, there's a shadow of my anaconda. I'm drifting off, so let's just correct that.
Scan detected.
Okay, let's see what we can do here.
Landing gear deployed.
Docking completed. Ground crew
Let's just sort the repairs out. And let us also... And in, yeah, 76,000 in bounties, that's small change. What you can do. Let's hand all that in.
Incoming message.
Right, mission board. Okay, so there's some outbreak related stuff. Iridani Gold Crew faction, they're probably pirates. Interesting. Okay. Period job. Massacre some pirates. Not really people asking for basic medicines and such like. Okay, 54 units of basic medicines. So that's what I was looking for originally. More pirate massacre missions though. My rep isn't very good here, so the amounts they're offering are pretty low. Okay, so I have never done one of these with infected before. I have no idea how they work, although I can guess. Right, open the galaxy map. Set this to show everything. Oh, I've been there before. We've got some rings. Rings there. Not too far out, so there's the possibility of res zones. Let me just check on this tool. So, just using one of the available tools to see. Quite possibly no res zones in there. That's disappointing. Without res zones, I wouldn't want to be taking massacre missions. There's a massacre mission for 8 of those. Yeah, nothing really interesting there. Outbreak aid. The amounts are too low though. What are basic medicine selling for here? Yeah, 4,800 credits a ton. I would probably... I could well, in a ship like this, be making more just hauling the cargo than I would get from the missions. Problem being, I know that if I play my cards right with military grade fabrics, and with EDDB it's not hard to find out where to do this, you make 13,000 credits a ton. Because I was making 5 million credits a 2-jump run last week, military grade fabrics. So I would have been looking at about 30 million an hour. So, okay, we're going to go pick on some pirates. So, I want a Hazres, please. Hazres or compromised nav beacons, where are they? Excellent. We are fed. That would give me a high. This though looks ideal. LFT 69 Hazres with stations. So, in the interest of continuing with the money making research, one of my favourite ways of making decent money from bounty hunting is taking massacre missions. But finding massacre missions can be a bit tricky, a bit hit and miss. Certainly a lot more hit and miss than mining. So, but I haven't actually just dropped into a Hazres and blown stuff up to see how well I do in terms of money. So we're going to start with that. We're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Do I want to go and get the crate instead? Let's see how we do with this. Let's go have some fun shooting things. Right. So, if you want to make money trading and you're not prepared to mine for some reason, my recommendation at the moment, and there are still other things I could try, would be go and look up military grade fabrics on EDDB. For over a week now, since the first time I noticed it, you've been able to get 13,000 credits a ton profit on military grade fabrics. So it's not void opal money, but it's reasonably decent.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging.
what we're going to do is drop into a has-res. I'm going to shoot stuff for half an hour, depending on how it's going. And we'll get a baseline. For bounty hunting without mass commissions, which I don't have. I tend to always do mass commissions. With that, no, we actually want that. 2 gas giants orbiting each other. That could be really pretty. Let's just check as well. It's a nav beacon, not a compromised nav beacon.
Fuel scooping complete.
Right. So this will just take a moment to get there, so we may as well see if we can't scan any ships on the way for data. And the answer right now is no, we can't. So these, we've got this, which is very nice. That's there. 2478, 2562. There are almost 100 light seconds between them. Means that they're not going to be particularly spectacular, maybe. Would be nice to find one of the more scenic places to bounty hunt in. Right, so at the moment we won't be showing... Oh, we've been here before. Cool. Well, let's lock that in. Apparently you are jumping through systems listed as anarchy. If they're populated systems, that will mean an increased number of pirates, but if you're not carrying anything, you should be okay. If you are carrying valuable cargo, be very careful in the hauler. But systems can be listed as anarchy if they're not populated as well. I've seen that. In which case you've got pretty much nothing to worry about for the most part. What's this? Federation capture. Unidentified signal source, cardinal projects. That's a high. Okay. Well, this is all lovely and dark. That just, yeah, it's just a red dwarf. Okay. A little weird. You're empty, hijinks. Yeah, you should hopefully be fine now. Right. As reses can be a bit hit and miss. Just adjust my power for combat. Given the fact this is not the most manoeuvrable of ships, for me that means putting power to shields. Part of the reason why there's an all multi-cannon build on this ship is it's very power efficient, which means I'm unlikely to run out of weapons power, even though I'm spending the majority of my power on my shields. There's no police help here. Cool. Okay. I normally expect there to be at least a few pirate ships when I jump in. This might be a little disappointing. Right, there's a mining ship over there. There's a contrail there. Yeah, that's the mining ship at Keelback. Okay, it might take a minute or two for this to populate. Given that we're flying through an asteroid field in the dark, I think it behoves us to take some precautions. Time for a bit of night vision. Oh, there's some ships. Imperial Clipper. An Imperial Clipper. It is 847. Imperial Clipper in a red zone is never a mining ship. That's them scanned.
Scan detected.
I'll show you the difference that night vision makes, by the way. 90,000. That's a bit low, mate. Pilgrim, you're not that good. So standard, let him scan me. Face away from me. Shoot him in the back. So took too long to turn around.
Trajectory disruption. Under attack.
First pirate. Okay. So what I will do in a little bit, you're with a mining ship, that equals protection ship. I will switch the night vision off, just for a bit of fun. Show you how dark it can get. But let's locate another target first. These are all mining ships. Let's head out a bit. I want nasty ships that are going to be worth a bit of a bounty. Should be, yeah. Okay. Bit quiet, but it does sometimes take a little while for the red zone to start heating up. Oh! People are shooting each other. Maybe we just headed the wrong way. They're away from the rocks, so we don't need the night vision. I'm starting to get Federal assault ship. That looks nice. You just jumped out. Highfoot, that could be nice. Are you wanted? You are wanted. 148,000, that's better. But this one first, I feel. Elite Cobra. So I slow down, so I want to keep the Cobra in front of my guns for as long as possible. Cobra's much more manoeuvrable than I. Get my pip set right. I need them to be a bit closer, so They're jousting me, I slow down and just shoot them. And that's them. Right. Now we want to get onto this Python. The Cobra was worth 66,000. Python is worth 148. And you know we've not turned night vision back on. And we're in the rocks. So this will be a bit harder. Boop. I'm behind them, so now we start shooting. There's a lot of overcharged, oversized multi-cannons on this ship. It does things like that. Alright, so that's 5 minutes so far. But we've only earned a couple of 100,000 credits. Well now. Who are you? You're worth at least 91,000. Let's scan you. You're still worth 91,000. Zanko, thank you for the sparks in the first day. Right. Well, let's save this up poor person from this vicious pirate. Thank you very much, Zanko. It really is a bit like shooting fish in a barrel. The ships I've just been facing, I completely outclass them. Hiya, Neo. I can shoot with my eyes closed. It's probably not a good idea in an asteroid field in the dark. Right, you've got a partner because you're a wing of 2. The partner's probably that one. Okay. You're going to melt.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
Okay. Now his partner's shooting at me. You've been lurking. You're always welcome to lurk me out. And I am well, thank you. I hope you're well. See, they are more manoeuvrable than me, but I just outgunned them so much.
Target
I've got
destroyed.
to say, not the most challenging Hazres I've been in. See if we can find something a little more interesting. Because these ships are not returning high bounties. Now, it would be great if I had massacre missions. That, by the way, is me flying very close to an asteroid. Because massacre missions, you get paid based on the number of ships you blow up. You're given a target number. And the firepower, unbelievable. Oh, there's bigger. The Corvette is probably the ship with the most firepower in the game, and I do happen to have one. Condor doesn't do that badly though, in terms of sheer firepower, but the Corvette has the edge, definitely. Yeah, if you got massacre missions, you don't mind having lots of small weak pirates because it means you'll get through the massacre mission quicker. Now, adders are a bit of a funny one. They can be miners or they can be a pirate. You're a pirate. But not a very scary pirate. Are you sending out hatch breakers? You are! You're trying to steal that nice person's cargo. I'm sorry, but that's not allowed. Bye-bye. Just about make out where the asteroids are. Just enough to allow me to avoid running into the federal drop signal. Hello. Box. How bad are you, Box? 115,000 credits? That's not a bad bounty for a federal dropship.
Scan detected.
What treats do I carry? I carry no treats, Vox. Face away from me, be a good pirate.
Scan detected.
There you go. And on my comms I can see there's another one out there.
Under attack.
Yes, indeed they do. There are various ways of increasing one's bounty hunting profits. You're quite right, Subsonic. That was one of the reasons why I got into Power Play a couple of years ago. Because ALB gave you a nice bonus as well. Right. Oh.
Scan detected.
Snuggle pumpkin. Oh dear. Bye bye.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
The Snuggle Pumpkin has just said to me, oh, you think you can take me?
Target destroyed.
Yep, I do. Right, this is... it's not really the standard I would normally expect of a Hazres. Let us see if we can't find another one. Because we've been doing this for about 12 minutes and we're not really making huge amounts of bounties. LHS. Okay, we got a couple of possibilities. So this is apparently one.
Mission objective detected.
Don't know why it said that. I've actually got a mission. Let's also have a look at this one. Okay. Doesn't look terrible. Hazreses on both of those. So 2 Hazreses. Right, that's where we're going. We've been here and the number of pirates is a bit low in comparison to what I would like to see. To give you an idea, I have made under 600,000 credits in bounties in about 15 minutes. That's low. That is definitely low. You do much better than that in Hazres.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay.
Fuel scooping.
Why we just check this out. We'll scoop some fuel. Ooh, look at that. Hazardous, 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 hazardous. Yes, please.
Fuel scooping complete.
You will do. Going to be AFK for a bit, Subsonic. We'll pop back later if you're still on. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself, Subsonic, if I don't see you again later. So, ooh, Yuri Grom system. See what trouble I can get up to in here. Also, these planets, what rings do they have? Common reserves, metal rich, icy, metal rich, yeah. Not really worth the effort for mining. We're still checking for hotspots though. These two worlds orbiting each other. 217? No, there's a distance between them. No, sorry, I want to do this. Looking like one of the two has all of the red zones. Still a leap of shame, unfortunately. Oh well. Right. So for my own edification to begin with, let's drop a couple of probes in and see what hotspots are here. Ah, might have done that in the past. Yeah, looks like I have. Platinum hotspot. Painite hotspot. Oh, really? Wow. That was a double painite hotspot. That would be spectacular. Alas, it's only a single. Right. There we got plenty of ammo. And pips are set right for me. Let's drop in and see how many pirates we get. Okay, and we can see as well, which is nice. Type 6 transporter, that would be a mileage. Something just out of range over there. Okay, no, more ships appearing. Yes, Anaconda. You're unlikely to be a security ship. You're very likely to be a pirate. Wanted. Excellent. In-game audio is fantastic. I always feel I'm exploring new and dangerous space. Yes, the audio in this game has won awards for very good reason. Zanko. Yeah, absolutely. Right. 3 clicks for our scanner. Scanned. 252,000 credits for this one ship. I've seen Anacondas reach 700,000 before, but that is rare.
Under attack.
Cool, other people are already shooting you. All NPCs, by the way. So I'm just going to enjoy the fact they're distracting them. As you can see, this Anaconda does not go down as quickly as those other ships will. And I think they've got shield cells. Cool. Make sure my gimbals are actually targeting. So let's consider a ram. Yes, a ram did it. Now you're in trouble. Bye bye. I hear them starting to blow up. There they go. Right. So, the thing is, this is a Haz-Res. This is what a Haz-Res is normally like. This one's probably wanted because they were saying threats to me earlier. Yes, they are. 59,000. Oh, I'll take them. It can take a punch or two, that Gondor, yeah. And my ship has much stronger shields, so I can ram other ships if I need to. Like that. I mean, it hurts my shields, but... Oh no, hijinks! Your computer decided to die and you joined the longest attempted jump I've made in this game. I'm scared to log back in. You'll be fine. You'll probably be in the system that you jumped from, but you might be in the system that you were jumping to. Either way, you should be fine. Okay, so this ship is worth 125,000 credits. Gimbals lock on properly. Did you just pop a heat sink? Well, that's not sporty. Trying to stealth and get away from my targeting. Yeah, you should be fine, hijinks. Come on. So I'm actually in a trading building. This isn't even my proper combat build.
Scan detected.
Janov. Oh, you were a long way. Ooh, who are you? Diamondback Explorer. 47,000. We should be able to get a decent number of big ships in our Hazres. So I'm not inclined to go after smaller ships in here. See if we can't hunt some more big game. I don't think no, I will have one shield cell bank on this. Because the kind of comes with a military slot. Yeah, in case you're interested, this is actually a trade build I've got on the ship. Okay, you're good. Who are you? Oh, you're mining, so you're not going to be wanted. Kilometers away from the center, or 12 kilometers away from the center. Pop shield cell. There's some shooting.
Heat sink deployed.
I mean, I would guess that's past the Hazres. Maybe? All power to engines. They're having a nice little dogfight, and I'm going to get interrupted. Right, you. Oh, hello.
Scan detected.
Saw you earlier. I'm so pleased you're at it. Chaff. Ooh, rockets. And they notice going off, they're not doing much to these shields. I mean, doing something. But not much. And that's you done. Out of interest, 188,000 credits. Excellent stuff. Oh, Federal assault ship. Yes, please. So yeah, you can see here, if you haven't seen these before, why I was disappointed in the other Hazres. This is much more like it. So, wing of 2. Let's try and find the wing. Yep, that'll be you. So, we'll take the Eagle first, then we'll move on to the Federal assault ship. Go. Fortunately, the assault ship was engaging someone else. $100,000 credits for the Federal assault ship. That's not bad. This guy was threatening me. Part of a wing of 2. 49,000 credits on their own. Yeah, let's clear some of these guys out.
Scan detected. Scan detected.
Hi, Smasher.
Scan detected.
I like it, it's getting quite a lot. Yeah, that's good.
Scan detected.
So,
Impulse
ooh,
attack.
one of them's got rail guns. You can see gimbals really are in trouble when this ship chats. So just slow down, wait for that to clear. I'll fire when I can. There we go.
Scan detected.
Reverse up. Scan. Mark 4. Just complaining about my lack of cars. That means they are a pirate. Yep, railguns. Apparently John Hollis is annoyed I've scratched his paint. Terribly sorry. There we go. Right. They're all smaller ships. I'm kind of inclined to go try and find some bigger ones. I'm going to need to reload soon anyway. So this is more like it. Oh, that's a mining ship. Time's it? Nope. Right. Let's check the other side of the ring. Might be something going on there. See, we're just basically flying circles around the centre of the Haz-Res, passing through it, waiting for pirates to appear. No big ships though. Won't find any more big ships out this side either. Yeah. Okay. Let us, because we are close to needing to reload and everything. So hopefully that's not too far away. That's not too bad. Point our nose away from the ring so that we get out of the mast lock.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's go reload.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Well, that's doing that. I'm right next to G, aren't I? There's Sol. $65. Yeah, there's she. Food Brigade. Right. I think we might go and get Crate or Corvette, and we might see if we can't, because we've been bounty hunting in the Hazres, even allowing for the fact that we've changed systems, for about half an hour, and as much as we had a slow start, you sometimes get that. We've only really made a couple of million, which compared to like the military grade fabrics last week where we would have estimated 30 million an hour, is pretty pitiful. Certainly way less than you get from mine. So we might want to look at the mass commissions. First things first, we will hand these in so we clear the slate. And then we will consider our options. I don't know how far we are from Shinrata here. I wonder what the ship transfer time would be. Okay.
Delacey, Tango Hotel Echo. Station services are prepped for your arrival. Greetings, Commander. Permission authorized. Proceed to landing pad 25.
Oops. Slightly misjudged to get there.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
Landing gear
Okay,
deployed.
so just the thing here, you don't get a proper sense of scale with ships. That pad I'm landing on, that is bigger than an American football field. Because this ship, the Anaconda, is pretty much as long as an American football field. Or at least some sports stadiums. So this is a big old ship.
Deploying ground services.
Right, let me just see something. What would be the ship transfer time? 17 minutes.
Access corridor is designated a no-stop
That's
zone.
still fine, but I was thinking of bringing the crate.
Lethal force.
It's got all the toys on. Transfer ship to current station. Oh, let's hand in what we got. 1.5 million. See, pretty low. So we're going to go see if we can pick up some mask emissions while my crate gets here. See if we can't up. Oh, nice. Yeah, but she doesn't have any red zone, so that would be a right pain. Huh. Right. So, LHS 1339 Purple Gang is a faction I've hunted before. And the trick is check-in systems within 10 light years or mass commissions. So that would include this one, which is why they're bookmarked. I've done this before. This one. Here. Not there, that was a place I was mining. There's kind of 3. Let's just refresh my memory. Okay. What is Prospect? And the other one I've got bookmarked, LFT 168. That's there. There's a few of those. Right. While we wait for the crate to get here, just gotta check my ear.
Welcome to our station.
Genesis isn't playing, that's good.
Ship detach complete. Access corridor is clear.
retracted.
Whoa, busy. So why we... May as well scan the ship for data. And now it sets off. This is I decide I'm not going to wait for it anymore. Go on then, Beluga. You actually going? Look like you're going. Beluga does have the reputation as the most unwieldy ship to get through the docking slot. For good reason. Right. Been a little while since I've started mask emissions across systems.
Frameshift drive charging.
See if it works again.
You are clear of the station. Stay safe, Commander.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just checking a few bits. Right. Let's go with the station to begin with.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Ooh. So yeah, based on that rate we were getting from that Hazres, that would be probably amount to something in the order of 5 or 6 million an hour. Great. So the way to make some money with bounty hunting is what I'm about to try and do. Because basically you'll notice if you drop into most systems and look at the mission board that they do send you off to other systems, and it's the systems around the system you're in, normally within about 10 light years, although there can be a bit of variation. Sometimes you get longer distance missions, and sometimes there isn't that much that close to the system you're in, and so they send you further afield. But things are pretty crowded where we are. So 10 light years is a good working limit. Steve King, and you're wanted. Terrible. Unfortunately, I don't have a frameshift interdictor. Otherwise, I might be tempted to give it a go. Let's get ourselves ready for the station. That looks quite impressive. There we go. Let's go with that. Right. Will we find massacre missions for the Purple Hand game in LHS 1339, where we were previously bounty hunted?
Okay, Commander. Make your way to landing pad number 2-4.
Oops. Just managed to stop in time. Although bouncing off the station isn't an offence, so you know, you're hardly going to hurt the station. Clicked it again. I think I'm getting tired. Right.
Landing gear deployed.
There we go.
100 meters from touchdown.
Okay.
Docking confirmed. You may disembark when ready.
Few bits and pieces. Make sure everything is ship shape. See if there's anything there. There was not. Can whoever sell that because we're now far enough away. Mission board. Loads of Spec Ops contract. Huh. Interesting, but nah. These actions are considered illegal in most systems. Basically, that's go out and murder people. Ooh. Oh, that must be... yeah, that will be a conflict in the system. Okay. Nothing there. Hmm. That's a pity. Right, if one of them doesn't have it, chances are reasonable the others don't. Let's see, I am starting to feel it. I've been streaming since 7, it's now almost 10. So what I think I will do actually, we can pick up the bounty hunting and try stacking the massacre missions next week. Let me see. Who will we go and see on Twitch? It's been a little while since we went to see Asticon, and Asticon is playing Elite Dangerous and is a very good Elite Dangerous streamer. So I think we will go and see Asticon. So thank you all very much for watching. It has been a pleasure having you. Thank you very much to folks on Mixer and YouTube and Facebook who have been watching. In particular, thank you very much, Sanko, for the follow on Mixer, and thank you for the follows on Twitch. But we are going to call it a night there. I'm going to raid Asticon on Twitch. Still getting my head around all the platforms, so I won't be hosting anyone on Mixer tonight, but I will need to start doing that, I feel. So yeah, please join me in the raid. I will be back on Sunday 2 o'clock in the afternoon UK time with Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is sort of a D&D Baldur's Gate style RPG. Next Wednesday 7 o'clock UK time I'll be playing Elder Scrolls Online, where my character has just been murdered and now I've got to get myself out of the mess I'm in. And our next Thursday at 7 o'clock we'll be back in Elite Dangerous. So if you are interested, please keep an eye in particular on my Twitter, where I will let people know exactly what's going on. And the schedule, I have a calendar on my website, which I do keep up to date with what's coming up as well. So thank you all very much for watching, and we are going on Twitch to go and raid Instacon. So please join me in that if you wish, and I highly recommend Astacon, so give him a look, and if you like what it does, please do give him a follow as well. Okay, and with that I will say goodnight to you all. Thank you very much.